Hello everyone, my name is Divankar. I'm from TechGates. Today I'm going to unbox and assemble Atcom D2SW Wi-Fi IP phone, and I'm going to show you guys how to configure this IP phone with our Flatrix cloud hosted PBX systems and as well as on-prem Flatrix-PBX systems. Let's open the box right now. So here we have the user manual, right? So and phone, so then we have our HD receiver, and we have our curly code. And we have the power adapter, the 5-volt power adapter, and finally we have a base. Okay. I'm gonna put this box away and we'll start to assemble the phone. Alright, so this is the phone, right? So I'm going to put this phone gently on this the polythene wrap to make sure so I don't scratch my display or the phone, right? So make sure to remember. Okay, so we get our the base, or you can call it as a stand. So in this base, you can see there are 3 locks, right? You have to align 3 locks into these 3 holes, as you can see. Nice. Make sure you squeeze these locks into these 3 holes and gently push it to your right. Make sure to tighten enough, right? It does not fall off, right? You have to make sure of that. So you put these locks into these 3 holes, right, and gently push to your right. Alright, so finally we have fixed the base. Next thing we need to do is we need to connect the receiver into the phone, right? To do that, so I get my curly cord. Alright, so as you can see, so there is long end and there's short end. So the long end connects to the phone and the short end connects to the receiver. So make sure to remember that. And so there is actually 2 ports on the phone. So the one is headset, another one is handset. So they make sure they should connect to your handset port, right? So I'm going to go ahead and connect. So once you should get that tickling sound. And so as you can see, there's some rails over here, right? So you need to squeeze your cable into this rail gently and nicely. So it will be pretty neat, so it does not fall off and dangling with your phone. Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and connect to the receiver, right? So this is a HD receiver. Alright, so we have successfully assembled the phone. Okay, so the final thing we need to do is so we have to connect the phone into the power. We have to connect the power adapter. So here's the 5-volt power adapter. So you can extend this, right? This is a universal power adapter, so you can extend this. Now, so finally we need to connect the power connector into the phone. To do that, so you have to keep this in your mind. So there's some open space, as you can see, there's some open space on the base, right? So this is where you take your power cable in, right? And then gently connect this DC power socket. Alright, so once you connect it, the phone started booting up. So it takes a few seconds for the initial boot. Alright, so the now phone has been booted. So I'm gonna keep everything as default. So you have to select the language. So it's by default it's already selected the English. So I'm gonna save it. And then next thing is you have to change the time zone. So I'm gonna leave it as it is, because the on the web interface we can easily change the time zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. Alright, then you have to turn on the wireless. Alright, so once you go down, you can use these arrow keys to go down. Then you can see available Wi-Fi networks around you. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to Tech Gates F. So you can see the signal strength as well. If you go info, and you can see the signal strength and what the security, the protocols it is using. So I'm going to go ahead and connect. Okay, now once the password has been entered, then press to connect. It's verifying your password. Alright, so we are successfully connected to the Wi-Fi. Then you need to find the IP address. To do that, go back, and so once you press the OK button, so you can find your IP address. So it by default it will get IP address from DHCP. So DHCP is turned on. So if you don't have the DHCP, then you have to configure the manual IP address manually. So here's our IP address: 172.20.3.13. So we can log into the IP phone via its web interface using this IP address. Alright, so we have finished the unboxing and we have assembled the phone. Now let's move into the configuration. Alright, so let's move into the configuration of the phone. So we have to log into the phone's web interface to do the configuration. So I'm gonna go ahead and log into the phone's web interface using its IP address. So the default username and password are admin. So once you log into the phone, the first thing you have to do is you have to configure the time zone, and go to the phone and select the preference, and you have to change it to the proper time zone. So I'm going to go ahead and select 5:30 India. Important thing you need to remember is the NTP server. So there's primary NTP server and the secondary NTP server. So if you are configuring this IP phone with our cloud hosted PBX service, you can leave these settings as it is. Right, you can leave the NTP server and the secondary NTP server as it is. But if you are configuring this IP phone with our on-prem Flatrix-PBX system, and if this phone does not have an internet connection, you have to specify PBX IP address as the NTP server. So because the PBX, the Flatrix-PBX itself has a NTP server running, so the phone will get time from that NTP server. So since I'm configuring this IP phone with our cloud hosted PBX service at the moment, so I'm leaving these settings as it is. So I select the time zone, and all you have to do is just click confirm. Alright, so that's it. So let's move to the accounts where we configure our extensions. So actually you can configure 6 extensions on this phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and configure account 1. To configure the extension, you need to have your username. So username will be your extension number always, and you need to have your extension password and the zip server and the custom port, right? And you have to specify label as well. So label will show on your phone's display. Usually the label will be your extension name, so which appear on the top left side of the phone display. So I'm going to go ahead and so make it short as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my name, specify my name. So you can leave the display name the blank. So the register name also you can leave it as a blank. So the username, so I have saved my details on a notepad. So username is my extension number, which is 919. So I'm gonna copy and paste my the password. The password will always be a random generated one, and the zip server is zip1 dot techgates.lk, and you have to specify the custom port, which is 5034. Alright, so that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click confirm. Alright, so but it still shows the registration failed. Just you have to give it a refresh. Right, navigate to the accounts. Alright, so it's successfully registered. So that's mean you can you are ready to take and the receive calls, right? So the last thing we have to do is we have to configure some codecs, but by default it's got into the order that we require. So if this in case if this it is in out of order, the first thing you have to make sure the PCMU, PCMA, and then the G729. Alright, so that's about the configuring the wireless Wi-Fi, the IP phone Atcom D2SW. So if you have any other question, if you need technical support, you can reach to our the tech support team. Alright, so that's it everyone. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.